Bruh.
Hello there.
Hello and what is up? It's your boy Real_Joshua, and the new ban list was just introduced for OP12, and we got to talk about it, folks, because ban lists are always big news, and I rarely talk about them, but I've wanted to, and I have stuff that I want to say when it comes to this ban list. Some people love it, some people hate it, but let's go over it here, shall we? First off, thank you all for watching. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Use my affiliate link if you do end up grabbing something from Dueling Guard. Okay, so I have pulled up the ban list here, and there's stuff here to read, which I kind of want to do. I like to hear about the design philosophies and what the team is thinking. So let's dive into it, do a little bit of analysis. We contemplate implementing banned or restricted cards, considering multiple aspects of certain decks, such as the winning rate, the results of several competitions, the usage rate, comprehensive influence of the future of the game environment. Okay. So they ban or unban based on however they feel that they want the game to be. Essentially, like if they think that people are complaining too much about something, they might ban something or not. In case y'all don't know, what happened is they banned pair cards, which means you can no longer use card A, which is Blue Purple Luffy leader, with Katakuri blocker, 8 cost, and you cannot pair it with Charlotte Linlin 9 cost. So these cards are not banned. You simply cannot use these in a Blue Purple Luffy deck. The logic, they say, is this deck built around Monkey D. Luffy was intentionally designed to have a weakness to exploit in the early to mid game to balance its ability to ramp up Dawn cards quickly and to become online as the leader that draws 2 cards and search in the end game, I assume they wanted to say. However, the inclusion of these cards allows the deck to compensate for that weakness, giving it a strong defensive stability that maintained a high winning and using rate. This pairing limits the number of decks that can effectively compete against it, which in turn harms strategic diversity. As such, we've decided to designate these cards as banned pairs. So I think it just means that a higher percentage of decks will be able to take advantage of Blue Purple Luffy. The thing is, he doesn't have quite as much power in the late game to stabilize, even against slower decks. If you're pretty bricked early on in the game, you're in trouble. Playing blockers is nice, but opponents can get around those. I feel like the green Zoro is going to be an issue for this deck. There's a lot of walls that this is going to run into. Not having access to that stabilization and heal that Big Mom provided, and that standing blocker that provided the kind of grindy potential that this deck had. I think this will definitely make Blue Purple Luffy a lot less strong, a lot less competitive than it was prior. But that being said, this deck is still crazy in the late game, but I think that's where it kind of should be. You know, like it should be a risk reward thing. Like if you can make it, if you can survive late, you are gonna screw a lot of people over, but that's the challenge. And now it really is a challenge. I did put together a version of this deck like a month ago, 2 months ago, that is strong without these cards, potentially. It revolves around the 7 cost Banished Crocodile. So maybe check out that video if you're interested in potential other ways to get around the ban of these cards. Next, Nami from OP03 is now banned. Sorry to all the devout Nami players out there, you believed, Bandai did not. As new card sets have been released, the deck built around Nami has become far stronger than intended. Has become far stronger than intended. This has been a mounting problem. Like, when did it become far stronger than intended? Last set? 2 sets ago? We had bans a few months ago and you didn't ban this leader. Moreover, its unique strategy has diverged from the gameplay experience we want to provide. Furthermore, we deem that the presence of this deck will constrict the development of blue cards with the drawing cards effect and significantly reduce leader diversity in the game environment. As such, we have decided to designate this card as a banned card. Following the addition of OP03 Nami to the ban list as a replacement, we plan to distribute a new leader card with the text P117 Nami in future events. That is the promo Nami. Wait, I gotta say, if you ever want to see what it would look like for them to design and print a card in 1 week, go look at that card. I feel like they were going to do the ban list for One Piece Day, and then they were like, oh my god, the new Otama is way too good for this deck. We have to do something. And they were like, let's ban Nami. And then they were like, how are we going to do that if we don't have anything to replace it with? And they're like, quick, make up a promo. And that's where that card came from. Cards removed from the banned list. After assessing the current game environment, we are removing the following cards from the banned list. Unbanned, OP05 Sakazuki. Like, I want to say that I pulled this in like OP06 or 7 after it was banned, and I was like, damn it, dude, this sucks. This is like a $10, $15 card, $20. And you know what, guys? We came out on top. We held on. And I did not think it was going to get unbanned, to be honest with you. But here we are. I am annoyed because I generally do not like removal-based decks. I hate playing against Lucci. I hate playing against Sakazuki. But, you know, everyone who says, like, you know, oh, this is the worst meta ever, it's usually because, like, the deck that's good against their deck is strong. Like, anytime, and trust me, like on the content creator side, if you make a video about a deck that is like strong, the people who think it should be banned are the ones who play against it and are weak against it. And if people are in your comments saying that something shouldn't be banned, it's because they play that deck. Like whenever I would say like Moria is way too strong, he should be banned, black players are like, no, like you could still lose a game if you run Moria. It's like, oh, is that like the bar now? Is that you have to not be able to ever win a game for a card to not be considered overpowered? So Sakazuki is going to continue to be strong. He is scary. I don't think he's going to be the best deck just because the game has evolved, but his potential is extremely high because he does very powerful things. Like, he's not just removing the way that Lucci does, he's bottom decking, and that's completely different. Granted, there are a lot more effects that protect your characters, and so I hope that he will not be as strong because of those, but be very careful and prepare to be annoyed, especially live in Southern California, because people out here love to play these godforsaken black decks. Also unbanned, OP02 Kabaji. If you have Moji, draw 2 cards and trash 1 card from your hand. So here's a kind of interesting and fun thing about them banning Nami, is that Blue's color identity is supposed to be card draw and hand fixing via stuff like Kaya, stuff like, you know, the big boss monster of Blue being 10 cost Kaido secret rare, that 12k draw for if your opponent has 3 or less life, which is obviously very good and like a very crucial part of the Blue identity. But clearly Nami limited the design space of this game, which is bad. But I also feel like there are different things that they could have done instead of just banning the leader wholesale. I think that the change that they made, the promo, means you can only run East Blue. I feel like that's not good. Like, you just made the leader really bad instead of doing something a little bit more nuanced. I think if you made it so like she had to be like a battle Nami, or she had to, you know, if it wasn't just a deck that had this really boring playstyle of like survive and continue to mill until your opponent dies, and had to be like a little bit more proactive, that would be a lot better. And you know, like, how would they do that, you wonder? What if you couldn't run certain cards in Nami? They literally did that with Luffy. Like, you could prohibit Nami from running a couple cards and it would make it better. But I guess having too many pair bans is too much to put on people at one time, which I also understand. And I think this is the easy way out, is just getting rid of Nami and putting the promo Nami there. The nice thing is they can always put out more East Blue support that actually fits Nami and the way that she, quote, should be played. But I think only being able to run East Blue cards is such an insane restriction. It's hard to see it ever happening, man. Anyway, these are my thoughts on the bans. I think it's going to change the game in a really interesting way. I think that removal, we haven't seen as much powerful removal since the Gecko Moria ban in One Piece. And it'll be interesting to see it have a little bit of a resurgence now that Sakazuki is back on the menu. So let's monitor the situation, see what happens, and hope that removal is not too strong now, because I still want to be able to play blue decks, and I want to be able to play cards that have when attacking effects, and I just built a Rayleigh deck. So yeah, let's hope it's not too strong. One nice thing is that I feel like the color identities are very strong right now. Purple still kind of like is jack of all trades in a way that's a little bit annoying and I think a little bit overpowered, especially with the existence of Gum Gum Giant, which I haven't talked about in this video at all yet, actually. But that card is not banned, so good luck putting up with that for the next however long that card is around. But yeah, I think like, you know, black is quite good at removal, but not so good that it literally warps the way the entire game is played. Blue is going to be able to have much more identity surrounding card draw and bottom decking, which is really nice. And yellow is going to have a little bit of resurgence as well with its life manipulation. Enel is predicted to make a bit of a comeback. So we'll see what happens. And I feel like we're going to have some very big OP06, OP07 vibes coming back to the game. I guess OP06 pre-Lucci. Because Lucci is here, but again, I feel like removal is more like balanced right now. But we'll see. We'll see, guys. If you have anything to add to this, any thoughts, ideas, things that irritate you about these bans, let me know down in the comments below. I just really quickly wanted to weigh in with my thoughts on the bans. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Follow me on Twitter at HiThereJosh. Check me out on Twitch at real_Joshua. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Dueling Guard link down below later.